Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are starting the new session and continuing with the topic of Laplace transform. In this current topic, we are starting a new subtopic that is known as evaluation of integrals. So, if I write it, evaluation of integrals. What does it means? This is evaluation of integrals. What it means that we can evaluate number of integrals having lower limit 0 and upper limit infinity by the help of Laplace transform method. A very simple way to solve a very typical definite integrals. The only one condition is applicable, and what is that condition is that must be lower limit 0 and upper limit infinity. And why these conditions are imposed? Because as per definition in Laplace transform, lower limit must be 0 and upper limit must be infinity for the application of Laplace. That is why these conditions are imposed, and you will find that this is such an easy way to solve different definite integrals having the lower limit 0 and upper limit infinity. Let's say as example 1, I have an integral that is 0 to infinity. Let's took three different terms in this t into e power minus 3t and sine t dt. Let's have an integral like this. So if you have an integral like this, generally if you solve it will take around 20 to 25 minutes and 1 to 2 pages to solve this integral, because they are product of three terms and you have to apply the u into v formula 2 times. So by Laplace we can easily solve in few steps. Step 1 is to make the arrangement correct. Arrangement means exponential terms first and all remaining terms next, and keep all remaining terms except exponential in a bracket. Then just equate this integral with this integral. I am writing here the integral just for your understanding, otherwise it is not required in proper solution. You know, this is the form of the definition formula. So what is required is to equate the given integral with this integral. So in this way you will find two values, one the value of s, which is in this case 3, and function of t, which is in this case t into sine t. So from the integral you only need two values, the value of s that you will took from the exponential, and the remaining term will be treated as function of t. Once we have these values, now what is next is to get the Laplace of this function of t. So I am taking the Laplace of t into sine t, and if you remember the last session, you remember we solved few examples of the product case. So this means we need to apply the formula minus 1 power 1 as the power of t is 1 and d by ds of function of s means Laplace of sine t. You can separately solve it if you find difficulty. Minus 1 power 1 d by ds. Laplace of sine t means 1 upon s square plus 1 square. So it means now we have minus 1 and derivative of this is minus 1 over s square plus 1 whole square into 2s. And in more simplified form, this is 2s upon s square plus 1 whole square. So what is required is to find the Laplace of this function of t. Whatever time will take or steps will take, this is the actual work which is required to do. And now the final answer. Therefore 0 to infinity t into e power minus 3t sine t dt will be equal to, what you need to do is to substitute the value of s in this answer. So s is equal to 3, so 2 into 3 divided by 3 square plus 1 whole square. So it means 6 over 3, 3 is a 9 plus 1, 10 square means 100 or 3 over 50. This will be the answer by the method of Laplace transform. So let me solve one or two more examples to clarify. Let me utilize this space. So you have both examples in front of you. So let us take another example. Let's say we have example 2 as 0 to infinity e power minus t. Let's say sine t over t dt. In place of multiplication, I am taking the case of division. So here s is equal to 1 as the coefficient of e power minus t is 1 and function of t is sine t over t. So finding the Laplace of sine t over t means s to infinity, case of division, and Laplace of sine t is and ds. So this is equal to s to infinity Laplace of sine t is 1 upon s square plus 1 square ds. So this is equal to tangent inverse s to infinity. So this is equal to tangent inverse infinity minus tangent inverse s. And as we know that tangent inverse infinity is pi by 2 minus tangent inverse s. So finally what is required is to substitute the value of s. So writing the final step, that is 0 to infinity e power minus t sine t over t dt will be equal to pi by 2 minus tangent inverse 1, as the value of s is 1 in this case. So it means we have pi by 2 minus tangent inverse 1 is pi by 4. So what will be the final answer? So final answer will be pi by 4. Let me take at least one more example to highlight my point. Let me take an example without exponential. because it is not mandatory that we always have the exponential term. If we do not have an exponential term, then still it is possible for us to use this technique. So let me consider, let's say 0 to infinity is t cos t, t cos square t dt. Let's say we have this term and we do not have any exponential in it. Then if you do not have any exponential, it simply means s is equal to 0. Why? Because I can write this term as 0 to infinity e power 0t t cos square t dt. So that is why if you do not have any exponential in the integral, then just keep s is equal to 0 and apply the same process. So here s is equal to 0, function of t is t cos square t, or we can write it as t 1 plus cos 2t upon 2. So now finding the Laplace of this term, therefore Laplace of t plus t cos 2t upon 2. So I can write it 1 upon 2 Laplace of t plus Laplace of t cos 2t. So it means I have Laplace as Laplace of t is using the formula Laplace of t power n. So 1 factorial s power n plus 1 plus, this is the Laplace case of product, means I need to write minus 1 power 1 d by ds, and Laplace of cos 2t is s upon s square plus 2 square. So it means we have 1 upon 2, 1 factorial is 1, 1 upon s square, minus plus minus, derivative of this thing is s square plus 4 whole square, because applying the formula of u upon v, then s square plus 4 into 1 minus s and 2s. So if I simplify, this become 1 upon 2, 1 upon s square minus s square plus 4 minus 2s square upon s square plus 4 whole square. And finally, if I simplify this one, this is 1 upon 2, 1 upon s square minus s square plus 4 whole square, and this become 4 minus s square. This is the Laplace of this term, and what is required in the last step is to just substitute the value of s. So therefore Laplace, so therefore 0 to infinity t into cos square t dt will be equal to, what we will do, just substitute the value of s, and here s is equal to 0, so 1 upon 0 square minus 4 minus 0 square upon 0 square plus 4 whole square. So this will finally become 1 upon 2, 1 upon 0 square infinity minus 4 upon 16. So it means the final answer will be infinity. So this is the way to apply this method for solving different kinds of integrals, provided their lower limit is 0 and upper limit is infinity. Now it's time to write few practice problems on this topic as well. So these are the practice problems. So these are the practice problems. Let's say we have number 1, 0 to infinity e power minus t minus 4t upon t dt. Number 2, 0 to infinity sine square t upon t dt. Number 3, 0 to infinity t e power minus 2t cos t dt. Number 4, 0 to infinity e power minus 2t sine hyperbolic t into sine t over t dt. Number 5, 0 to infinity t e power minus 4t cos hyperbolic t dt. Number 6, 0 to infinity cos 6t minus cos 4t upon t dt. I think these are enough as far as practice is concerned. So concluding this topic and moving on to the next topic, another is very small topic and small questions on that as well, and this new topic is pertaining to two well-known theorems of Laplace transform. So first we prove one by one those theorems. The first theorem is known as initial value theorem. Initial value theorem. The statement is if Laplace of function of t is equal to function of s, then show that limit t tends to 0 f of t is equal to limit s tends to infinity s into function of s. This is the theorem which we now try to prove it. So as far as proof is concerned, you know that we normally using the formula which says Laplace of f of t is equal to 0 to infinity e power minus st ft dt. So now what I am trying to do is to replacing f of t with f dash t on both sides. So formula will become in this form. Now using a formula, no, I haven't done that derivation as yet. So what is needed? Okay, I will do after that. I missed a topic, so I will do that particular derivation after concluding this initial and final value theorem. So we have a formula that Laplace of f dash t. I am writing here. We know that Laplace of f dash t is equal to s Laplace of f of t minus f0. This is a formula which we will continue to derive after this derivation. So Laplace, I am using this formula. So Laplace of f dash t is equal to this thing. So substituting this value, so Laplace of ft minus f0 is equal to 0 to infinity e power minus st f dash t and dt. So now what we are trying to do is, we know that s into Laplace of ft is equal to function of s. So writing function of s, then f0 is equal to, right hand side remains the same in all steps. Now applying limit on both sides, applying limit s tends to infinity on both sides. So this becomes limit s tends to infinity, s into function of s minus f0 equal to limit s tends to infinity 0 to infinity e power minus st f dash t dt. So now what happens? Separating the limits for both terms. So limit s tends to infinity, s into function of s minus limit s tends to infinity f0. On the right hand side, switching both operators, limit is also an operator, so switching, so 0 to infinity first and then limit s tends to infinity f dash t upon e power st dt. I made e power minus st into e power plus st by moving exponential in the denominator. Now on the left hand side, limit s tends to infinity, s into function of s. If I apply this limit on f0, f0 will remain f0. And then here, if I apply the limit f dash t upon e power infinity dt, because s tends to infinity. So left hand side become s tends to infinity, s into function of s minus f0, and here e power infinity is infinity, so function divided by infinity becomes 0. So right hand side becomes 0. So it means limit s tends to infinity, s into function of s. If I move f0 and right hand side, it will become positive f0. And then I can easily write f0 in the form of t tends to 0 function of t. And this will complete the proof of initial value theorem. So this is the proof of initial value theorem. Have a look at carefully. Now what I will do, I will change this theorem into final value theorem. So both are almost identical theorems. So look what changes I am making. This is name is now final value theorem. What is the next change is that t will tends to infinity and s will tends to 0. So now we will start in the same manner, and what change will occur? The only change will occur. We apply the limit s tends to infinity. Now s tends to 0. Otherwise, it will remain the same. So here we have s tends to 0. Here we have s tends to 0. So here again we have s tends to 0. Again s tends to 0 and s tends to 0. S tends to 0, here s tends to 0, f0 remains f0. When we apply s tends to 0, it will become e power 0. Not e power infinity, now it become e power 0 and e power 0 is 1. So now right hand side will remain as f dash t dt. So now we do not have 0 on the right hand side. So now what we will do, we will take the integral of right hand side. So integrating right hand side. So integral of f dash t will be ft, and the limits are 0 to infinity. So it means if I substituted the upper limit, it will become f infinity minus lower limit, it will become f0. Cancelling f0 with f0. So on left hand side I have s tends to 0, s into function fs, and on right hand side f infinity means limit t tends to infinity ft. And this concludes the proof of the final value theorem. So now before ending I will do 2 or 3 examples on initial and final value theorem. If time allows me, I try to solve 2 or 3 problems. So let me do an example at least before ending this. So let's have an example. Verify initial value theorem and final value theorem for f of t is equal to 3 e power minus 2t. So now what is required as far as solution is concerned, whether you are going to prove initial value theorem or final value theorem, just take the Laplace of this. So Laplace of 3 e power minus 2t is 3 outside Laplace of e power minus 2t, 3 into 1 upon s minus minus 2. So we have 3 over s plus 2. And we know that this is known as function of s. So now we have the complete data. So for initial value theorem, we know that limit t tends to 0, f of t is equal to limit s tends to infinity, s into function of s. Substitute both ft and f of s. Limit t tends to 0, f of t is 3 e power minus 2t, and on right hand side limit s tends to infinity, s into function of s is 3 upon s plus 2. Now you have 2 different questions of limit on either side. So just treat as 2 different questions. So 3s upon s common 2, 1 plus 2 upon s, cancelling s with s. Substituting the limits, it becomes 3 upon e power 0 is equal to 3 upon 1 plus 2 upon infinity. E power 0 1, so 3, 2 upon infinity 0, 3. So if I apply final value theorem on the same question, then I know that the statement of final value theorem is limit t tends to infinity, f of t is equal to limit s tends to 0, s into function of s. Again substituting all these things, limit t tends to infinity, 3 e power minus 2t is equal to limit s tends to 0, s into 3 upon s plus 2. It means limit t tends to infinity, 3 upon e power 2t equal to limit s tends to 0, 3s upon s plus 2. Applying limit 3 upon e power infinity is equal to 3 into 0 upon 0 plus 2. So 0 is equal to 0. So I proved both theorems for the same question, but remember it is not mandatory that every function of t can be proved for both theorems. So in practice problems I am separating few examples for final value theorem and initial value theorem. So before ending the session, let's have some few practice problems on both theorems. So now practice problems. So this is for initial value theorem and these are for final value theorem. I am separately writing the problems for both of these. Number 1, function of p is equal to 3 minus 2 cos t. Number 2, f of p is equal to 2t plus 3 whole square. Number 3, function of p is equal to 3 e power 4t. Number 4, function of p is equal to let me take one more. T minus 4 whole square. Few for final value theorem. Let's say function of t is equal to 3t square e power 4t. Then number 2, function of p is equal to 3e power minus 4t. Number 3, function of t is equal to 1 plus e power minus t sin t. Number 4, function of p is equal to t cube e power minus 2t. These are the few examples as practice problems for initial value theorem and final value theorem. So this concludes the current session and inshallah we will continue with this topic in the next session. Allah Hafiz.